So let me explain to you what you're about to watch. The NFL has had bad press for the last few years, and they were thinking to themselves, hey, how can we turn this around? And somebody raised a hand and said, Jay-Z? And so the NFL approached Jay-Z and said, hey, Jay-Z, would you like a few $1,000,000? And Jay-Z was like, sure. And so that's what this is. The NFL and Jay-Z are partnering up to bring about social change and social justice. Yeah, okay. This is for the plebs. This is just a headline to, give the NFL some good PR, Jay-Z some good PR, and really continue to push this narrative that, oh my goodness, we have to, as a corporation, which the NFL is, and Jay-Z to a much smaller degree, as corporations, we have to, show how much we care about people and everything else like that. And it's just public relation nonsense. Deal is that Jay-Z nor the NFL have any interest in actually changing things when it comes to the police brutality. Let me tell you what actually has brought about change, because the changes have already taken place, particularly with the politicians not standing behind the police in the Eric Garner situation in New York. The police, there's been plenty of police who've been saying, I'm just going to handle emergency situations, things that I need to handle. But as far as going above and beyond, no, I'm not really interested in it because the politicians don't have my back. And that is really where a lot of things have gone haywire in democratically controlled spaces, is because the politicians turned their backs on the police. And you have the NFL here talking about, oh yeah, we can end police brutality. We can stop police brutality. There's not a damn thing that the NFL or Jay-Z, well, hold on. There is. They can advocate. They can lobby. They can push for legislative change. That's not what they're on, though. Not at all. So let's get into this video.
It's the NFL's newest team, business and music mogul Jay-Z partnering with Commissioner Roger Goodell in the league. The unlikely alliance seems like a Hail Mary after the rapper publicly bashed the NFL over its handling of the Colin Kaepernick.
And this guy pops back up. Colin Kaepernick. Oh my goodness. Quick TLDR. Colin Kaepernick sucked. His last year in the league, he was hearing footsteps. He was running all over the place. The 49ers wanted to bench him. He decided to take a knee. The media took this narrative as if, oh my goodness, well, he's speaking out against police brutality. He ran with it. I think his girlfriend, Nessa something, had something to do with this. But he ran with the narrative, oh my goodness, I'm standing up for police brutality, when in all reality, he just wanted a new contract. But Ferguson, Black Lives Matter, all these other forces came into play. And so the prevailing narrative, particularly in urban settings, is, oh, Colin Kaepernick sacrificed so much for us. Colin Kaepernick was terrible. All right. The thing about the NFL is that it's in that league, they're going to figure you out. If you are a specialty, if you're a novelty, let's take perfect example is Tim Tebow, who I have so much more respect for now, because he was just like, okay, the league figured me out. I'm not really cut out for this. I'm going to go and try to play baseball. And unlike Colin Kaepernick, who was a prima donna about the entire thing, and like I said, only began kneeling because he wanted either out or a new contract. This was about his money. It had absolutely nothing to do with the quote unquote struggle of quote unquote Black Americans. So like, the fact that they're still pushing this narrative, even though it has been very clearly debunked, shows that the NFL really has learned nothing. They're just doing their best to cover their own behind.
Controversy.
I guess my speaking out brought about a conversation, which led to
you cutting a check. Because that's really all it is. It brought about a conversation. It brought about a conversation where a billionaire as is get to deal with another $1 billion entity and will do absolutely nothing for urban America, quote unquote Black America, But hey, I mean, we got the headline out there because that's all that matters these days is the headlines. And I can guarantee you that there's a ton of people, these low information, low IQ types that are just like, oh yeah, oh man, the NFL really love me. NFL care about me. NFL only cares about its profits. And the fact that the Colin Kaepernick thing really took off and did as it did, and the fact that Colin Kaepernick's not getting back in the league like at all. He's been sitting down for 3 years. I did a video on that asking Oakland to sign him, because let's be real, put him out there in preseason, watch him hear those footsteps, watch him play erratically. And he put out this video where he's just working out like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, come on, fam, anybody can do that. And quick aside, the guy in the icon picture, where's his balls? Okay, because I've never understood men who could cross their legs like that. Like, where do you put your junk?
Partnership.
At a press conference today recorded only by the NFL, Jay-Z was asked about partnering with the league while
Yeah, they need that photo of Jay-Z and Goodell smiling, laughing. Come on, Negroes. Come on, you know we love you. Come on. We have Jay-Z, who hasn't released a good album since American Gangster, but you know, it is what it is.
Kaepernick is still out of a job. The musician defending the move, saying the two have spoke.
Really quickly, have you ever been let go from a place? Has anyone ever sat there and demanded that you get your job back? Like, you were working at Target and some nonsense happened and they turned around and was like, oh yeah, and all your coworkers came and was like, you know what? No, we need to get him his job back. Come on. No. I mean, I have absolutely no doubt that that's taken place in a couple of instances, but the likelihood is slim to none. All right. Like, no, that's not what happens when you lose your job, or, you know, you can't find your job. What do? You go get another job. You go try to start another career. That's it. And you try to, hey, make your own business, build your own business and brand. Like, I don't understand. Like, if Colin Kaepernick was this great black revolutionary that he's trying to pretend to be, like, wouldn't he have a ton of, you know, he'd be doing shows, he'd be doing speaking tours, speaking engagements and everything else like that. No, Colin Kaepernick is selfish as hell, and he only cares about himself. Notice how insanely silent he's been since he got his settlement from the NFL. And as far as whatever Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick talked about, once again, how does this help anybody? And not like even them. How does this help anybody? How does it actually turn these communities where the quote unquote police brutality is taking place? How does it help turn them around? One of the things that one of my favorite lessons that my father taught me was that you rather it me, because if they get their hands on you, it's going to be a million times worse. I mean, I got beat as a kid, man. I got whoopings. Like, I got hit, and a lot of people would say, oh well, that's child abuse. No, it's called discipline. There's lines, and my father never crossed that line, but there are disciplines, and some people do need to get their hands need to get their hands put on them. And instead of focusing on the fact that that level of guidance isn't there for a lot of the young people coming up in these areas, and instead of addressing that, what they want to do is sit there and say, oh, we got this shiny new deal with Jay-Z, Negroes, please come back on the plantation. Massa miss you, boy.
Tonight, the former quarterback tweeting, I continue to work.
Oh, Christ. Today marks the 3-year anniversary of my first time I protested systemic oppression. No, you protested your contract, pimp. I continue to work and stand with the people in our fight for liberation. Where are your speaking engagements? Why aren't you lighting up the internet with all these deep and profound thoughts that you have as far as quote unquote liberation? Despite those who are trying to erase the movement, the bowel movement? The movement has always lived with the people, bruh. It lives with the suckers that sit there and really be like, oh man, Colin Kaepernick, he really sacrificed for us. One of the most disappointing things I've ever seen in life was Dave Chappelle talk about how Colin Kaepernick was sacrificed. Oh, he sacrificed so much. That's the one thing I just can't stand about Dave Chappelle, because he brought into the nonsense too. They all brought into it. And guess what? And here's how I know. Because Colin Kaepernick was on my bench the last season, on my fantasy bench this last season in the league. Like, bruh, I didn't play you. Why? Because you was sucking. Come on, man. Miss me.
can stand with the people in our fight for liberation, despite those who are trying to erase the movement. Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, now advising the league on entertainment, including the
advising the league on entertainment and the Super Bowl. So Jay-Z just want to get his artists on that on the halftime stage, and they'll probably do something trash, like have pictures of those quote unquote lost to police brutality up that year, and honestly just put a bullet in the NFL's head, man, because people like the American populace is not interested in this nonsense no more. If you're the NFL, play the damn sport, play football. That's it. Give us good games. Give the Jets a winning season. Then great, we all good. You've completed your part of the contract. Sitting here acting as if you have some kind of moral obligation as a profit driven business is ridiculous, and it's that get woke go broke nonsense, but at a grander scale. Look at what happened over at Marvel Comics. I'm gonna do a video on that Miss Marvel chick, because Sana Amanat, I owe you one.
Super Bowl halftime show and consulting for the league's activism campaign, Inspire Change.
What change? Because the change is already taking place. The police are already like, nah, man, we good. Yeah, let's let it burn. And unless it's a sincere emergency, let it burn.
After supporting Kaepernick for taking a knee to protest racial injustice and police brutality, the entrepreneur is now being criticized for trying to capitalize on partnering with the NFL. Eric Reed, who kneeled beside Kaepernick, called the move disingenuous.
I think we have the greatest platform.
I think Eric Reed is another one of those like, oh man, no, this, you know what, that's right. And he's another one that just sat there and like they're really pushing this. What's Eric Reed doing? Where's Eric Reed speaking up at? All these NFL players that was like, oh yeah, we're gonna kneel. All these people in the Olympics, oh man, we're gonna kneel because of all the great injustices. Why aren't you fighting to get these to restore our nuclear family and keep our family units together? Because that's how you take care of these kids. That's how you make sure that they don't end up in these police brutality situations in the first place. Now, granted, like there is no such thing as a cure-all. There will always be ignorance behind the badge and shield trying to do whatever they want. But at the same time, that's how you curve a lot of it
in the world. And we're using it in a very positive way.
Tonight, a foe turned friend of the league trying to clean NFL's bad rap.
Friend of foe, yo, state your bid. You do it the dough. Oh, that's it? Wait, oh my goodness. I'm thinking about the Friend of Foe song, Jay-Z.
With community activism. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Yeah, so that's the end of their coverage of this, and I just wanted to rip into it because it's the most blatant, chain gang, bring them back onto the plantation move that you ever could and would see. I mean, I got hella love for a lot of the music that Jay-Z made, but that was the 90s, bro. Here, now, we need more than you sitting there collecting a check from the NFL to release a couple of pamphlets and keep it pushing. If you want to really impress me, get into the advocacy part of it. Start talking about legislation, ways in which we can change the laws to create a better environments for the police to police in and for the people to live in and to raise their families in, to help make a better environment for the young folks so that they have two parents that love them and care about them, because that's ultimately where so many of our problems stem from. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. YouTube, BitChute, they definitely not going to do it. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Is this anything more or less than public relations? Spin, marketing. That's it. This is all about putting more dollars in all parties involved pockets while simultaneously acknowledging, Colin Kaepernick's never making it back in the league. Colin Kaepernick's never coming back in that league. And it's not because he don't have the talent, because, we've witnessed throughout the course of history, from Terrell Owens to Randy Moss to, just like, if you have the talent, right? it doesn't matter. They will happily put you on a league. There is not a team in this league that would not take the type of talent that Colin Kaepernick thinks he has. But the tape shows something completely different. So let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next one.